Hi there, I am Dr. Sarah Wooten, and I am going to be talking today about how science finally proves something that you already know, that your dog loves baby talk. Watch this. You ready? Oh, who's a good dog? Who's a good dog? Are you a good dog? Yes. What can I tell you? She loves the baby talk. Okay, so in this video, we are going to be talking about a couple of different things. We are going to be talking about a recent study that shows that dogs prefer it when you use a baby talk with them. Yes, he's a good dog. Versus a regular voice. We're going to talk about the science behind that. We're actually going to talk about also how that overthrows science from just a year ago, which said that adult dogs, like my dog Alma, don't prefer it when you use a silly voice with them. But actually the new science shows that they do. And we're going to be talking also about how that benefits not only your dog's brain, but your brain. And well-being is all the rage these days, and that's for a good reason, because well-being measures how good your life is. And so baby talk with your puppy dog actually is good for both of your brains. We're going to be talking about that too. So if you follow the news at all, you will have seen a recent article up on Huffington Post titled, "You're Not an Idiot for Speaking to Your Dog in a Baby's Voice," study suggests. This was just published in April, and basically what the article talks about was a recent study that was published by the University of York in a publication called Animal Cognition, and the title of the study was appropriately, "Who's a Good Dog? Who's a Good Dog?" It was titled "Who's a Good Dog?" And basically they studied the effects of talking to your dog in the high-pitched baby voice or dog speak or whatever. And basically it started out like this. So dog moms and dads, don't let your friends and family make fun of you for using a baby voice when you talk to your dog, because this study that was just published suggests that when you use this little voice to talk to your dog, it improves their attention, and it may actually help socially bond your dog to you. Isn't that right? Yes. Clearly you can tell that I talk to my dog in this voice all the time. I have that voice when I talk to my dog, and then I also have another voice that she recognizes when I talk to her, and we call it the Alma voice. And basically it's our family. I have 3 kids. When we talk to her and we ask her a question, then we answer her in the Alma voice, and it actually makes her do things like you say, "Alma, do you want to go for a walk?" And then her voice is something like this. "Oh, I love walks. I love walks. They're my favorite. I'm a good dog." Yeah. Yep. Okay, so those voices, even though they're silly, they actually serve a purpose. They emotionally bond that animal to me and my family in a way that only dog owners who have this bond with their animals understands. But now science is proving it. Okay, researchers, they tested whether using dog-directed high-pitched speech facilitates understanding like baby talk does when you talk to babies. So when you talk to a baby, what do you automatically do, right? You automatically go into baby talk. You do silly things, right? But the babies pick up on it, and it helps them to actually develop their facial recognition patterns, their speech recognition patterns. It actually does stuff. The baby talk isn't just silly, it's science. So we know that dogs can't talk, right? But we wanted to know, the studiers wanted to know whether dog speak has a function. So they tested dogs, and what they found was pretty complicated. But before we talk about the findings, I want to reverse just 1 year. Just go back 1 year, in which another study was published. And it came to the conclusion that puppies love baby talk, but dogs don't. And what they found was they played recordings of humans talking to puppies and to dogs in the baby talk pitch. And what they found was puppies ate it up, right? They responded, they got all into it, but adult dogs said, don't care, right? I think dogs are smarter than these researchers made them out to be, because what the researchers now, so fast forward a year, go back up to now, what the researchers did is they actually used real people instead of recordings. And what they found was that the dogs could tell the difference. Okay, so fast forward a year, and what they did is they used real people, right? So they would talk to the dogs in a regular voice and in a baby voice. And when they talked to the dogs in either of those voices, they would either use dog-centric speech. So things like, you wanna go for a walk? Oh, you wanna go for a walk? My poor dog. Or they would say things like, sit down, hey, sit down. They would say things like, I need to clean my room. I need to eat breakfast. I need to watch a show on TV. And then they watched to see how the dogs would respond. They also said things like, do you want to go for a walk? I need to clean my room. In regular talk as well. They said them in regular voices as well. And guess what they found? They found that the commands that were delivered in that baby talk speech that immediately got their attention, and that the dogs paid attention more to the dog-centric speech and instead of regular comments. So the dogs were more likely to respond to, oh, do you want to go for a walk? Versus, do you want to clean my room? Because they understand words. Science is starting to understand that these little fur people that live with us can understand up to 200 human words and have the mental and emotional intelligence of a 2-year-old human being, okay? To me, that's pretty remarkable, that they can understand that even though that they lack the speech, that they have taken so much of their mental cognition and directed it towards understanding us and deepening their bond with us. You're pretty smart. Yes, you are. Okay, go lay down. So, to recap, using baby talk actually got the dog's attention more quickly. And if you were baby talking and you used dog-centric speech like walk, cookie, toy, all the things that your dog loves and knows, bed, that it helped them to understand those words even better as well, okay? So if you are using baby talk to talk to your dogs, you're already ahead of the game, because now there's science out there that justifies that you're not a crazy dog mom. Dogs actually do prefer baby talk. So I also promised you to tell you why this was not only good for the dogs, but it was good for you as well. Well, they've actually measured dogs' brains, and they have found that interactions with their humans leads to higher levels of oxytocin produced both by the dogs and by the people as well. Oxytocin, very interesting hormone that's out there. The other name for it is the love hormone, okay? So oxytocin, so when you interact with your dog, your brain releases a chemical. It releases a hormone called oxytocin. This is a complicated hormone. It does different things, but it has been associated when it is released in response to a caring, beneficial relationship like that with your dog, okay? It helps with anxiety, it helps with depression, it helps with gastrointestinal problems. It influences emotions, and it promotes relaxation, trust, psychological stability, and it also reduces stress. So when you are engaging in the baby talk with your dog, when you're getting that connection and you are talking to your dog in that way, you're actually affecting the neurochemistry in your brain positively. And science proves it now. The importance of the human-animal bond is becoming more and more important every single day. These little fur beings right here, they are becoming closer and closer family to us, and they are affecting our brain chemistry in positive ways. So if you're using that baby talk, it not only releases oxytocin in their brain, but it releases it in your brain as well. So go ahead and baby talk your dog up.